Joseph Rowntree Foundation and the Housing Trust are now set up in almost two completely different lines of business. One is inspiring social change and looking at how in the UK we can reduce the effects of poverty, and our own housing and care setup within the Housing Trust. So we have to have an IT solution that will marry both of them. We'd already identified that certain applications and back office systems were becoming out of date. Also, the way the infrastructure was set up, it didn't help us move forward. So we needed something that was secure and stabilised and simplified, and really a platform that would allow us to grow.
The next perfect steps were the surveyor assessment which Phoenix offer here, and that would really help us understand where they'd like to go and how we can help get them there.
So we developed this product set called Surveyor 360, and it covers a couple different areas within the landscape of IT. So it covers the infrastructure, which is all of your servers and your hardware bits, but then it also covers things like SQL, which you have the end of life 2008 SQL coming up, but it covers storage, it covers your BCDR, so your backup and your disaster recovery, your security, as well as your DevOps. And within these areas, it allows you then to get a lot more in depth with what's in those areas, but also what you can do to move forward in the future with the costings around that, and helping you then develop and make changes.
We didn't know all the answers. In fact, we didn't know the questions. So they really helped us move us forward. Azure fitted that hand in glove. It was a perfect match for us, and that's when we made the decision to move forward. It now will reduce that risk to the organisation. It will allow IT to enable the changes and to really remove some of the barriers that almost IT was bringing before we made the decision to move.
Even though the surveyor was the first initial step of the process, there was actually many other things that came out of it. We ran a customer immersion experience with Joseph Rowntree. We talked about Dynamics 365 with them, and we also helped them align their licenses and their current estate to help be more compliant in the future.
One of the key drivers that we're doing this for is not only to help the users of the system, but also external stakeholders, so residents, and for collaboration, so with the government, who we're trying to inspire change to.
One of the reasons that Joseph Rowntree was looking at cloud and Phoenix was that we were helping them reduce their carbon footprint within the ecosystem of the world. And those systems that you need on premise, the air conditioning and all of that, you're now removing to a central organization that's managing it for you.
Cost cutting was not the key driver, but it has become one of the outcomes of what we're moving to. Roughly, there's a 50% saving in our current expenditure by moving to the cloud, so we get more for less. So for every £1,000 we spend in IT, that's potentially 2 weeks worth of people being within one of our care homes. So the more effective we are at spending our cash, then the better it is for the community as a whole.
So the value add that we brought to Joseph Rowntree was the ecosystem that Phoenix has developed over the many years that we've been in business. Some of the partners that we've introduced have really helped Joseph Rowntree look at some of the areas that they want to grow into.
Things like Internet of Things for us is really important. So not just being reactive, but being very proactive when we go with our housing officers. Having the ability for a full mobile or remote workforce. Looking now at our complete enterprise solutions and not only thinking of the application, but more of the data and insight.
It allows them to grow quite organically and dynamically and stay relevant. And it also allows them to bring new products and features to their tenants and their end users that they normally wouldn't have access to.
Joseph Rowntree is a great blueprint for other housing associations to look up to as they look at what digital transformation means to them.